Well, after 28 years as a firefighter, Roderick Mitchell now travels and speaks to thousands about how to have success. His book, Fire, Fury, Faith, A Story of Success by Fire, details lessons learned through a difficult past filled with self-esteem issues and alcohol abuse. Mr. Mitchell, we want to thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about what some of those issues were. You went from firefighter and you had some of these issues. Was it all at the same time, different times?
No, ma'am, not all at the same time, different times. You know, as a kid, there were signs of low self-esteem and maybe early signs of depression. And that followed me into my career in school, where I dropped out of high school in the 10th grade. But fortunately, I did recover by getting my GED, which enabled me to take the test to become a firefighter.
And tell us about that journey.
Oh, it was exciting. I had no idea that there was a test to come up. I got a call from one of my sisters telling me she heard on the radio that the fire department was hiring. I went to take the test. Out of more than 1,500 people, this high school dropout graduated in the top 1% in December of 1990, and that started my firefighting career.
So I'm showing the book now. Tell us a little bit about why you decided to write this.
You know, I was really urged to write this book by my wife. I knew what I was going through. I was living a selfish life, kind of the victim mentality. It was all about me, but I was urged to share my story and especially my lessons from my career with the fire department, the concept RECIO, which I share in the book, 5 core principles of action that really helped me as I modified them and applied them to my life.
And walk us through that. What exactly were those things that happened to you there that you were able to overcome some of these issues?
Well, as you mentioned, the alcohol abuse. I simply wanted to run away from my reality, period. Things on the outside looked a lot different than what was happening on the inside. I think I just was born smiling. I like to smile. I'd rather smile than fight. But behind that smile was a little kid who was afraid, felt left out, and ill-equipped to handle the reality that I was living at the time. So I drank a lot, and it became a very heavy weight for me to carry until I hit my bottom and had to get help with that.
Now, you talk about putting out some of these fires. What kinds of steps did you take to come out of that?
Self-awareness. I had to first get honest with myself. What I was doing helping me to move forward in my life, helping me to become the happy and whole person that I think everybody is born to be, and it wasn't. So I had to first take an honest look and begin to rescue myself, stop playing the victim, stop blaming other people, and take responsibility for my life. That was the very first step.
So there's some kind of little alphabet soup here that helps you put this out, RECEO, if I'm saying that correctly, because I don't have my glasses on right now, but what does that stand for? What does that mean?
RECIO. RECIO is an acronym used in the fire industry, at least during my 28 years. It stands for Rescue, Expose, Confine, Extinguish, and Overhaul. When a firefighter gets to the emergency scene, the first thing we want to do is set up to rescue any possible victims. We want to protect the exposures around this burning structure, confine that fire to that structure, extinguish it, and overhaul the scene, making sure that all hot spots are out and it's a safe scene to begin to investigate. So I took those same principles to apply to my life and others.
Give us some examples of how that would work.
Again, the self-awareness piece. That's about Roderick or whoever taking a real sober look in the mirror and understanding that he, she is responsible for their life being turned around. And exposing the thinking, the behaviors that may not be benefiting them in a healthy way that helps them to truly move forward and be happy with their everyday existence. Confine those things to the past. A lot of us carry luggage into our future that does not do us any good. So confine it to your past, extinguish it using different methods of therapies, and overhaul your life, set goals, get excited about a future that's healthy and bright.
All right, and we want to let people know where they can get this book if they want to do it, because there's a lot of good that people can take and apply to their own lives, I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, first off, Mr. Mitchell, I want to thank you for being with us. And for more information on that book, you can log on to successbyfire.com.